G'day, you bloody trendsetters. Today I've got this tiny little tyre pump to show you. How cool is it? It is the CYCPLUS AS2 Pro Max. Yeah, some of you guys will remember quite a while ago, I did a review on the Air Moto, which is, the same sort of thing, a battery-powered rechargeable tyre pump. It was more than double the size of this one and around about twice the weight. So this one is obviously a lot more portable. As far as specs and stuff go, they both will pump up to about 120 psi maximum. The Air Moto did have a larger battery, 2000 milliamp hours. This one only has 600 milliamp hours. So we're going to compare how many times it can pump a tyre up. It's the same as what I did with the Air Moto. If you remember, I was actually on the Tyre 700 then, so it was a slightly larger rear tyre. It was a 140/18 on a 4-inch rim. Now I've got the 690, which has a 130/18 on a 2.5-inch rim, so slightly less air in that tyre. But we're going to run the same test, let it down to dead flat, take the valve out, and then see how many times this thing can pump it up to 25 psi. Not that I run 25 psi in this tyre, but yeah, just as a basic comparison to the Air Moto, which comfortably did it 4 times. Now, considering this has a quarter or just over a quarter of the battery capacity, I would be more than happy with this thing getting pumped up fully to 25 psi twice. If it can manage that, I'll be pretty happy. I'll also time how long it takes to pump it up to 25 psi. The Air Moto took about 9 minutes to do the Tyre 700 rear tyre up to 25. I think it was 26 psi actually. But yeah, the Air Moto was 396 grams and this one is only 205 grams. It has a nice aluminium case as well. The Air Moto was plastic, and it takes about 1 hour to charge this thing up with the USB-C port on the top there. Now, it does also come with a white silicone case that you can put on the outside of this thing to protect it from getting knocked around, and also if it gets hot while it's pumping up, that'll protect your hands from the heat. And it does come with a sealable, splash-proof plastic bag that you can carry it in as well. Now, one thing they do talk about on the website is you can actually remove this extension nozzle here if you want to put the valve adapter straight into the unit itself. If you have room to do that on whatever you're going to be pumping up, you can do that, and that way you get rid of this extension. You can, of course, just unscrew this thing anyway to make it easier to carry. Now, as far as using this thing goes, it's very simple. You've got 3 buttons here. Power button that you have to hold down to turn it on. As you can see there, we have it set to 25 psi. The battery is full. You can also change between bar and psi if you don't want to use psi. And so up and down buttons here to set your pressure. Very easy. And then once it's on, you just tap that power button again to start and stop it. So without further ado, we'll pull the valve on this back tyre here and see how long it takes to pump her up. Alright, that's dead flat. Now, it does have a screw type nozzle on there, so nice and secure, easy to get on there. I have no idea where this thing draws its air from. There's no obvious intake holes unless it comes in through the USB port. I don't know. The thing isn't waterproof either too, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Alright, so I'll get my timer ready. Wow. 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Yeah, as I said, that is this is a slightly smaller tyre, like a less volume of air in this tyre than the T7's rear. But yeah, wow. 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes compared to 9 minutes for the Air Moto. And it hasn't even dropped 1 bar of power there. So we'll repeat that, guys. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I'm going to do that again and again, however many times I can, until the battery is completely depleted. And yeah, see how many times it can do it. Surely it won't be able to do it more than 3 times, or imagine if it could do it more than the Air Moto in a package this size. That'd be pretty amazing. It does of course have an automatic power off too if you're not using it, so it saves the battery there. Now, being that the body of this thing is aluminium, it will get warm. It's already starting to get warm. Like, it's not hot, it's just slightly warm so far. Alright, it has lost 1 bar of battery power after 2 full inflations of this tyre. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, we'll keep going. Okay, so after the 3rd time, we have now lost 2 bars of power. We've got 1 bar left. And this thing is now hot. I can still touch it without burning myself, but it's a bit uncomfortable to hold my hand on there for too long. So that's where that silicone rubber case would come in handy. But I mean, this is extreme use. You know, you wouldn't be pumping a tyre up 3 times in a row in usual usage scenarios anyway. But I think this thing's going to go to 4 times. Can you believe it? The size of this thing, like, it's just amazing. I'm just going to let it cool down a little bit before we do the 4th pump. And yeah, see how we go. Alrighty, it's cooled down a bit. Let's go. Well, there you go. No way. All the way to 25 psi. It drops down 1 psi after it stops pumping, but that's okay. All the way to 25 psi essentially 4 times with still battery left. Now, rather than let it down and going again, I will just up it to say 30 psi and see if we can get it that high. It's starting to slow down now. Yeah, that's it. Oh, pretty much spot on 4 pumps to 25. Wow. Oh, there you have it, guys. How awesome is that little thing? Now, I think the big difference between this and the Air Moto is the Air Moto had like a 40-minute runtime. So it, you know, it ran for a lot longer with that bigger battery, but this thing just pumps up so much quicker so that it doesn't need that longer runtime to do the same amount of work. So yeah, amazing, man. This thing is cool. Now, I will say real quickly that there's one thing that you've got to be careful if you're going to rely on one of these in your motorcycle toolkit as your only means of pumping up a tyre. They don't come with a hard case. Now, you've got to be real careful. I would tend to put it in something like a small hard case that's padded or something, just so that the buttons don't get messed with. If this thing turns on in your luggage or in your toolkit or whatever while you're riding and you don't know, the battery's just going to end up flat. And when you go to use it, as happened to me with the Air Moto, it was in my pack for a lot of kilometres, hundreds of kilometres. Never needed it, never needed it. It's probably my fault too. I never checked it to make sure it was still charged up. One day did actually need to use it, and of course the battery was flat. Luckily I had my hand pump as well. Yeah, that's one thing you got to be careful of. Now, the Air Moto did also have a light on it, which I think might have been what got switched on accidentally, because I would have thought I would have heard the compressor running if that was on. Maybe not while you're riding along, but yeah, just something to be aware of, guys. Make sure you check it regularly, keep it charged up, pack it somehow in a way that it's not going to accidentally get turned on with that power button. Yeah, that's a big thing with these. And of course, this is not waterproof either, so make sure you keep it in a watertight bag. But yeah, that's really the only 2 sort of things you need to worry about with these sort of pumps is keep it dry, keep it charged up, make sure it can't turn on by itself. But yeah, man, absolutely impressed with this little thing. What a little weapon. Yeah, highly recommend, guys. I don't know off the top of my head how much they cost. I'm going to put all that information in the description as well as up here on the screen. And yeah, you guys can check them out if you're interested. But yeah, for the size and weight of it, you just can't go past it. Beats the hand pump any day of the week. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks CYCPLUS for sending this little beast to me. And see you guys in the next video. Cheers.